What's up, guys? Welcome to the Chess Giant. This is Solomon Ardell, and in today's video we cover the Varuzhan Akobian trap. I call it this because he is who I learned it from, and he's used it to win a ton of blitz and fast-paced games against very strong players. It comes out of the Czech Defense, in which we start off by responding to e4 with the Pirc Defense, giving white full control of the center of the board, but we're going to start trying to make counterplay against that center right away with knight f6, attacking that centralized pawn. And now after knight c3 defending it, we could go with the main line of g6, looking to fianchetto our bishop on g7, but here we're going to make a slight turn and play this move c6 with the Czech Defense. The main idea behind this move c6 is actually not to play b5, but to put our queen on the 5th rank, pin this knight on c3 to the king, which, by the way, threatens knight takes e4, and on top of that, support this e5 push with our centralized pawn in front of our king. Now here, one of the ways white tries to stop this is by playing f4, trying to put a ton of pressure on that e5 square, but we're still going to play queen a5, and here if white plays bishop d3 defending the pawn on e4, we're simply going to continue with e5 anyways. In this position, white could take on e5 a couple times, d takes e5, f takes e5, but it actually turns out that this only helps black. The best move here is knight f3, and now we have a few different options for black. This is a very flexible structure that you can use in your own games. I mean, right now we can go with the move like bishop g4, which is a solid option, knight bd7. I personally like this move e takes d4, just chipping away at the center. We got white's pawn all the way out to f4. Now let's start chipping away at that center, and after a move like knight takes d4, we could play a move like g6 and fianchetto this bishop, continue with castling kingside, and we're going to have a very solid middle game position to work with. We could also play this move queen b6, however, and this is really the move that stands out and starts off the Akobian trap. We're attacking this knight on d4. As mentioned, we captured that pawn, we brought this knight out, and now we are attacking it. So white has to play a move here like bishop e2 or bring this knight back to b3. Oftentimes white will just drop this knight back, and against this we're going to continue by pushing on the queen side with a 5. Now, honestly, here, white should just play a move like a4, right? Just not even let us think about pushing our pawn. But in this case, okay, we're just going to play bishop e7 against something like queen e2, castle kingside. We can always drop our queen back to c7 if it's attacked. And now after a move like h3, I just want to show you guys a quick little key idea. In a position like this, when you have your pawn on a5 and the opponent's pawn on a4, this square on b4 is a very nice potential option for your knight on b8. I mean, if we play knight bd7 here, we are going to have somewhat of a cramped game. This bishop on c8 is not going to have any scope, at least until we play b6 and fianchetto that bishop. But really, I mean, just bringing this knight to d7, where is this knight going to go next, right? I mean, it can't go to e5. If it ever goes to c5, it can always get captured off and give us some pretty bad pawn structure. If it goes to b6, this bishop on e3 is going to be attacking it. So why not play knight a6? This may seem a little bit awkward, but the very next move, knight b4, very nice square attacking this bishop on d3. And here, if we see a move like rook at d1 from white, we can always just take the bishop off the board, get the bishop here. We can also play a move like rook e8 or b6, maintaining the idea of being able to capture off that bishop and just continue to develop our pieces. Needless to say, very playable for black, even if you do see the move a4 from white. However, oftentimes white will see this move, a5, and will go, gosh, I mean, black already moved their queen once, then they moved it again. Why not play queen e2 and then simply attack this queen, making it move a third time? Well, guys, here we're actually going to play queen b4, which seems a little bit shocking. And honestly, I mean, if I walk by the board, I'd be going, look, what is black trying to do here? White has 4 minor pieces developed, and we as black have literally went to a5, to b6, and then up to b4. And it's in this position that Akobian often sees this move a3, attacking this queen on b4. And notice how our queen is actually trapped. Our queen cannot go anywhere, guys, but we're actually completely okay with this because we brought our pawn to a4 and we lured this pawn up to a3. We're simply just going to capture this knight right off the board. Whole idea being, I mean, if white just wants to play something like castling kingside, okay, we play queen a5 and we have already won a piece. And if white does take our queen, okay, we just got a piece. We're now getting a rook, so now we have a minor piece and a rook for the king. If a move like king d2, we're about to go up 2 rooks and a minor piece. And I'm not going to sit here and say that this game is over. I mean, in one sense, yes, we do have 2 rooks and a minor piece for only the queen, but at the same time, they do have a queen. So we can't just play really quick moves. We have to prioritize our king's safety, play moves like bishop e7, knight bd7, get our pieces active and get them involved, keep our king safe. But guys, at the end of the day, we're just going to have much more black pieces flying around than white's going to have. I'm taking black here any day of the week with almost a -3 advantage. So guys, if we see a move like king d2 or king f2, okay, we're just going to take out this rook. We're about to have 13 points in material for the queen, and we're going to have a 1 game. What about this move knight d1, trying to hold on to the material? What now? Well, we have this move bishop g4, the 1 move that simply gives us a 1 game, and this position is now resignable for white. I mean, white could play a move like queen d2, in which case, okay, we're going to take on d1, snatch off that queen, and here play a move like b takes c2 with check. And I mean, now at this point, we just have to play a move that doesn't hang a piece. Just like the last position, this is completely winning, but in another sense, this position is much easier to play because we're simply up a piece, and that's all there is to it. There's really no equalities. You could say that white has very poor pawn structure on the queen side of the board, and in that case, we could always play a move here like d5 or knight a6, attacking that pawn on b4, or we could just continue with a quiet move like bishop e7, king d7. The list goes on and on. Guys, in a position like this, just play solid. You're up a piece, try to attack white's weaknesses, and you're going to have yourself a 1 game. Thanks for watching today's video. If you'd like to learn more on the theory behind the Czech Pirc, click that video to the left. If you'd like to see our entire Pirc Defense playlist, click that playlist to the right. Leave a comment down below to let me know what other videos you'd like to see covered on this channel. And as always, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. Peace.